I mean, it's bad enough we got Mercury in retrograde. What else is going backwards?
Yeah, well, we got Mercury retrograde and we have Mars going retrograde. It's going backwards as well. And both of those, and because they are in opposite signs, it's creating a lot of tension and a lot of stress. Mercury meaning bound to be done over again, bound to be repeated. Mars meaning where can I put this energy and make it effective? So and we are in between eclipses. Last week we had a lunar eclipse. A week from this week we have the solar eclipse. So when we're in between eclipses, it's a good time to try and make adjustments to accommodate the new information that you've gotten over the last week or so. So
especially with the M&Ms both going retrograde.
Yeah, exactly. And Mars is Tuesday, closer to the Earth than it's been any time since 2003. And in 2003 is when Homeland Security was created. So, it kind of makes you just go, I think I'm staying home. I'm just not going to go anywhere. So for all of the signs, for Leo, the sign that we're in, Mars in Aquarius is in their 7th house of open enemies and partners. So it's a time to sort of weed out because you'll have more than one person trying to suck up to you to be your partner, be your pal, be your friend. And not all of them really have your best interest at heart. So you want to take a hard look at them, and some new information has probably come to light so you can see who's with you and who is against you. Because I think that's very important to know, and that's important for everybody, including our leader, because his rising sign is Leo. For Virgos, this energy is in their 6th house of work, health, and responsibilities. And Virgos are trying very hard to modify their work environment so it suits their needs a little bit better. And they had a whole bunch of grandiose ideas, and now with Mars retrograde, they're finding out not all of those grandiose ideas are cool, and not all of them are going to work, and they need to let some of them go by the wayside so they can streamline their work environment and make them, which Virgos love, more efficient and better at what it is that they do, because they want to pick one thing and give it their undivided attention. For Libras, this energy is too much fun. It's in the 5th house of love affairs, children, sports, amusements, pleasures, anything fun, anything entertaining. And I think for Libras, because the Sun and Mercury are in their 11th house and Mars is in their 5th, it's sort of like a choice between old love and new love. And I can't really tell you which one's the right one. So you need to try and figure that out and divine that with this energy is a challenge for that. For Scorpios, they just want to be quiet and button their lip. They just want to stay close to home. Mars is in their 4th house of home. They got stuff going on at home. Their professional success has gone sort of awry with Mercury retrograde. And so they really just kind of want to hunker on down and not try to make any decisions until they have a lot more information to go on. For Sagittarians, it's a great energy for them. This energy is in their 3rd house of day-to-day living, so they've got short distance, short duration travel popping up. They get the opportunity to learn something very useful about their world, take some sort of class, get some certification that at the end of the day will enable them to make more money professionally in November. So they want to do stuff now that will set them up in better, so when Jupiter enters their sign in the fall. For Capricorns, this energy is in their 2nd house of money, and they have to be really careful not to go on some kind of crazy spending spree. Because the inclination there is to just spend, thinking that their resources are infinite, and they are not. And that's part of the lie of Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde, is you think you have more than you do. So be conservative, Capricorns, in your finances. For Aquarian, Mars is in their sign, and these guys are going to be the Robert Conrads of the zodiac. They're going to be the, go ahead, knock this off my shoulder, give it a shot kind of a deal. Because they're just not going to put up with it anymore. And these are normally not tremendously emotional people, and they're going to find themselves very emotional and very passionate about things. So they just want to be careful not to don't bite the hand that feeds you, and don't pick a fight you can't win. For Pisces, this energy is very, very frustrating. I think of all the signs, they probably have the hardest time with it because Mars is behind their sign. They have no energy, they have no wherewithal, they have no vitality, they don't feel like getting out of bed in the morning, they don't feel like doing anything, and yet a lot of Pisces still have to work even though it's summertime. So that's the kind of thing where you want to be careful, Pisces, not to shoot yourself in the foot. That's the challenge there. For Aries, great time to tap your male friends and colleagues on the shoulder and say, hey, I need your help. And when they go, then you tell them exactly what it is that you need them to do, because they will be able to get assistance from their friends or from the group to bring some sort of child of their mind to bear, to birth, that kind of a thing. Not a physical child, but more along the lines of some sort of creative idea that they cannot put into motion by themselves. They really need the help of their male friends to make that happen. For Tauruses, professional stuff is going on for them. And this is a tough choice because the universe is calling for them to sort of modify what it is they do, and yet they want to do it close to home. So it's the type of thing where if you can modify your job and you can work out of your home, that'd be a terrific thing for you. If you could get some sort, if you're looking for gainful employment, it's the kind of employment you want to be able to do online, and maybe work for home would be the thing, because home is really much more important to them than any kind of professional accolades or success.
Gotcha.
For Geminis, it's in their third house of day-to-day living and the ninth house of the law. And Geminis have to be really careful to stay within the law, because when Mars is retrograde, you're probably getting bad advice, and it will give them trouble legally, which always concerns me. For our illustrious leader needs to just be quiet and let his lawyers do the job. And then for Cancer, for the last sign, spending a boatload of money, and it's unanticipated expenses. It's that if anything can break, it will, and don't go cheap on it. Fix it right the first time, because otherwise you'll be fixing that same problem till November if you try and do it with half measures, kind of a deal. So bite the bullet, fix the air conditioner, the roof, whatever it is, batten down that particular hatch. So tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac, while we are in between eclipses and Mars closest to the Earth than it's been since 2003 on Tuesday. Oh my.
We'll be watching to see if we can catch some Martians.
I hope so.
See you next week.
Always a pleasure.